Once in the 70s once. On occasion, turnovers have been a problem. Shooting has been lacking. This Chicago team has been sagging at the wrong time, which from the Philadelphia 76ers perspective isn't such a bad thing, Zoo.
Well, here tonight, Ron, we are running with the Bulls, and right away a call here on one of 4 rookies in uniform for the Bulls, Chris Duhon, rookie out of Duke. He's been playing with a jammed index finger, and his running mate in the backcourt, Kirk Heinrich, has been hobbled by a strained left hamstring. Duhon, pretty good defensive player, locked onto Iverson. Allen averaging just 21.5 a game against the Bulls in the first 2. A nice rip there by D'Alembert. Here's Rogers taking on the taller Othella Harrington. And here are the Bulls.
Well, the one thing the Bulls will do, Mark, is play solid defense. They are 7th in opponents scoring under 94 per game. They are 2nd as far as opponents' field goal percentage is concerned.
And the keys to tonight's game being brought to you by Chrysler.
Well, the first key is turnovers. The Bulls turn it over more than anybody else in the NBA, and the 76ers are #1 in steals. And then defending the threes. The last 4 games, opponents shooting just a tad over 40%, and the Bulls in the first couple of ball games shooting just about the same.
A major rejection by Samuel D'Alembert against a guy who likes to drive, the rookie out of Argentina.
Well, let's take a look. Samuel coming over, just swatting it out of the way right there, right at the front of the rim. Good play by Samuel D'Alembert.
He leads the Sixers in 1.5. That's Othella Harrington, his 3rd straight start for the injured 4th-year player Eddie Curry, who is missing his 3rd straight game with a strained left hamstring.
And they're hoping that he will come back on Monday.
That's Rogers teeing up a 3. And for Rodney Rogers, his first start as a Sixer, had 26 other starts as a member of the New Orleans Hornets. He is starting again for the injured Chris Webber, and they're trying to deal with Othella Harrington. Causes the whistle. That's the first personal on Rodney.
Well, let's see if the Chicago Bulls try to establish some type of inside game. Last night, the Bulls scored 10 points in the paint, which tied New Jersey for the lowest in the NBA this season.
Last night, the Bulls lost at home to New Orleans as Rodney Rogers just picked up his 2nd personal foul. Boy, Jim O'Brien didn't want that.
No, you don't need that. Now all of a sudden, you got to go to like your 2nd-line center. You've already lost your starting power forward. Your initial guy off the bench has 2 quick personal fouls. Now you're bringing in Mark Jackson. Now your whole lineup, as far as the coach is concerned, and your substitutions have changed dramatically.
All this just 86 seconds into the game as Harrington gets 2 more. He is a modest scorer, averages just 17 minutes per contest. Came from the New York Knicks. The Jamal Crawford deal. Sixers start the game 0 for 4. The Bulls, of course, playing much better defense than the way they started the season when they went 0-9. There's Davis getting inside. So what do you know? The Bulls are establishing something inside.
I'll tell you what, without Eddie Curry, they score 19 points in the paint. With him, 36. So he's a major player as far as the Bulls are concerned, as points in the paint.
6-0 to start the game. It's D'Alembert trying to end all that. Nothing doing, but Mark Jackson, the Sixers' best offensive rebounder, keeps it alive here for a fresh 24. Bulls, pretty good rebounding team. Will out-rebound the opposition by an average of 1 per night. Harrington continues to get the call, and he continues to hit that shot. Othella Harrington, 3 of 3. The Bulls start the game 4 of 5. The Sixers missing 6 straight, but Allen Iverson has an answer.
Well, that's what you want to do. Everybody else has been missing. Allen Iverson 1 for 3 now, but he said, you know what, I'm not taking jump shots. I've missed 2. Now I've got to get inside.
Kirk Heinrich playing with that strained left hamstring. He is now the leading scorer in the absence of Eddie Curry. Both averaging around 16. There's Iverson amidst a pack of players, attracting the contact as he usually does. And it will be 2 at the line. The personal on Othella Harrington.
Allen just working off the high screen by Mark Jackson. A little early offense stuff by the 76ers. Ask Allen Iverson just before tip-off how his thumb was feeling, his left thumb. He said it hurts, but I should expect that. With a little
it took a few minutes last night for him to discard that protective device that he had on it. He said before the game, hey, I missed my first 4 shots. That was it. The thing was gone.
Things got to come off. Then he ended up with 30-plus points again.
That chip fracture suffered Tuesday in the Sixer win here against the Lakers. It happened early in the game, but of course Iverson finished, played well. That's Korver, who last night had a career-high 11 rebounds. The Sixer win at Cleveland. The Sixers totally shut down LeBron James, who shot just 3 of 20. Here's Duhan teeing up a 3. Knocked away and out of bounds. Will belong to the Sixers. Duhan, a below-average 3-point shooter. It's Ben Gordon, fellow rookie, comes off the bench, really sparks them from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he really does. 9th in the league at 42+% from beyond the arc.
It's Mark Jackson, and that's his spot. All cotton for Mark, who had a great first half last night at Cleveland.
What a spark for the 76ers. Ended up with 14 points on 5 of 10.
Antonio Davis, the old man on the team at 36. His 12th year in the league out of UTEP. That's Jackson again. And that's Nocioni, the rookie out of Argentina. The Bulls with 5 rookies on the roster, dressing 4. One of them is injured. That's Luol Deng. He's missing his 10th straight with a sprained right ankle. And a whistle here with Nocioni putting Korver through his paces. And a foul coming up as Kyle took a hit. McDonald's presents the small fry of the game once again, dressed in his Sixer gear tonight. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Kyle Korver picks up the personal foul, then a technical foul called on the Bulls' Andres Nocioni.
The official saying that Nocioni threw the elbow.
Both Nocioni and Scott Skiles, his coach, questioning the call as Kyle Korver, the Sixers' best free throw shooter, connects. Nocioni does play with some reckless abandon. He's got a lot of energy, likes to drive the ball. Scott Skiles forced to start him because of the injury to Deng. Sixers, by the way, already at the team foul limit, committing their 4th team foul. And after an 0 for 6 start, they're down but 3. Hustled down by Antonio Davis. Duhan creating for the plunging Nocioni, who missed the slam, but Harrington keeps the Bulls alive. Rumbling in Antonio Davis, and he got the contact and the foul. It'll be 2 at the line. That'll put the Sixers in the penalty.
A couple of offensive opportunities. Nocioni taking it to the rack, misses the dunk. And a little shot fake by Davis. Now, that's a way to attack the rim. You know, you teach kids all over the place, whether you're in high school, college, or here in the NBA. If you're going to go to the rim, man, you better go to it. Just take it right to the rack.
Back in the day, Tony Davis really went to the rack.
Yep.
Remember Antonio and Dale as bookends with the Indiana Pacers. Dale, in fact, is back with the Pacers. Will now have to play the rest of the regular season without Jermaine O'Neal out with that right shoulder injury. The Bulls will keep it here after the missed free throw. Davis part of a strong effort by the Bulls front court early on, outscoring the Sixers front court 11-1. Harrington again. So Othella Harrington has been the man for the Bulls early on. 4 of 5 for 8. Keep in mind he averages 7. And the Bulls front running since the opening tip. Korver does have a few inches here on Heinrich, but he gives it up. Iverson bumped hard by Othella Harrington, who once played with Allen at Georgetown. In fact, he played both seasons with Iverson as Hoyas. Foul his 2nd.
Take a look at Allen. Boy, I mean, there's another guy. When you talk about little guys in the league, he really attacks the hoop. A lot of times you see the bigs doing that, but Allen, one of those fearless basketball players, just attacks that thing.
So Harrington with a second personal has to give way, and now Tyson Chandler gives the Bulls a much different look. Comes off the bench, providing them defense, rebounding, some energy. Bulls, as Steve mentioned, lead the NBA in committing turnovers. They had 21 last night in their loss at home to New Orleans. And Tyson Chandler had 5 of those, including one costly one late in that game. As the Hornets captured only their 4th road victory of the season. As Heinrich, who was hobbled by the hamstring injury, in trouble, and he threw it away. Iverson with options. Among them Korver, but he had it stripped. Heinrich gives it up. And a nice finish by Davis, who's also looking for the foul.
Well, Heinrich was looking over his right shoulder the whole way. As soon as he turned Kyle Korver around, a little dish back to Davis.
Antonio Davis and Othella Harrington with all 15 of the Bulls' points. I thought it was the Bulls who were supposed to have the turnover problems as we take another look at this one.
Yeah, take a look at Heinrich doing a nice job there, looking over that shoulder. Then Davis is looking for the personal foul as well, but nice little play by Heinrich to Davis.
Nice little Harrington right now on the bench, 2 personals. There's Iguodala pestering Heinrich as Harrington takes a rest, the 6'9", 235-pound player, along with Antonio Davis supplying all 15 of the Bulls' points. Came over from the Knicks in the Jamal Crawford deal, playing with his 4th NBA team. Sixers down 6. Jackson up top for Iguodala, who slams for 2. And a nice delivery made by Mark Jackson.
And Davis was pressuring him a little bit too. That was not an easy pass. It was a soft pass by Mark Jackson.
Kurt Heinrich, the only Bull to start every game this year, played better after some early season struggles. Second year out of Kansas, has to be weeping over the Jayhawks being upset yesterday. Nocioni, I believe, tipped it in for the Bulls.
Yeah.
Give credit to Iverson, his 2nd field goal. He's got 8 of the Sixers' 13. Duhan, reluctant, nearly traveled, threw up a prayer. Evidence of a guy not confident with his 3-point shot.
Well, he's not very confident with his 3-point shot. Plus, he's got that bandage on his right hand as well, which really throws his shot off. Take a look at Mark Jackson. Now, Davis is in him a little bit. Get your hands up in his face. Not an easy pass, and Andre just rising high to throw it down, big fella.
Iguodala magnificent last night defensively against LeBron James. Did very well against Kobe Bryant here the game before. Boy, you hold LeBron James to 3 of 20 shooting and 16 points, 10 below his average. You're doing a job. And of course, Aaron McKee shares some of that glory, but most of the work done by Iguodala, as your friend Eric Piatkowski in for the first time for Andres Nocioni.
Played against his dad when he was at Bowling Green. I was at Toledo. But, you know, going back to LeBron, I mean, 76ers did a great job, 3 of 20, as you said. But I didn't see him post up. He kept continually taking those fadeaway jump shots, which makes him a little bit easier to defend as you take a look at Heinrich going in for the layup.
Heinrich, the 7th pick in the draft a couple of years ago, keeps the Bulls in front. So Heinrich scoring 4 straight after Antonio Davis and Harrington supplied the first 15 and the Sixers turn it over. Kids, if you are looking to improve your basketball game, go to a 76ers camp. Reserve your spot right away. Call 610-668-7676. Call now. They're always a sellout. Iverson off the dime. Broken free. Iguodala the floorboard. And the Sixers here with a fresh 24. Jackson pounds away against Davis, and he gets the contact. So the Sixers, Steve, making up for their struggles from the floor by getting to the line. Their 8th and 9th free throws here of the first quarter.
Well, watch Mark Jackson, very aggressive now. You know he's going to make the spin move. Then he goes up with the elbows out to draw that contact. Does a good job of making sure the officials see the foul and make the call.
So now Chandler, who came in for Harrington. Chandler, by the way, just teed up, arguing the fact that he picked up his second personal foul. He had come in the game for Harrington, who had 2. Now the Bulls have to go to a rookie out of Iowa, Jared Reiner. In the meantime, the second tee against a Bull, the other one on Nocioni. And Mark Jackson's going to take it.
And that's part of the problem that Scott Skiles was talking about before the game. I had a nice little chat with him for about 20 minutes. And he was sitting there saying one of the problems that this team has, and he's talking about his team, the Chicago Bulls, is that they are still a very young team from the standpoint that they do not have any playoff experience. So they're always trying to teach them. Everybody's asking them now in Chicago and everywhere they go, are you guys going to make the playoffs? Going to make the playoffs? Scott Skiles has tried to put his team in a situation where they don't have to think about that all the time. But with 16, 18 games left, everybody's asking them. They're thinking about it. And now you'll see the cream rise to the top as far as an individual is concerned.
And even some of your veterans like Curry and Chandler, both 4 years into the league or right out of high school.
Yeah, exactly. And he's sitting there saying one of the things that you have to do is you still have to work with these kids every single day on the basics of basketball, because they just didn't have a whole lot of instruction in high school because they were so talented. They came right out of basically the AAU program. And to me, that's a total mistake.
Well, guess what? Considering all that, he's done a terrific job.
Yes, I mean, take a look at this team. 0 for 9 to start the season, and look where they are today.
Mark Jackson missing the Sixers' first free throw. They had hit 9 straight. Sixers down to deuce. Heinrich eye to eye with Jackson. And that's Dallenberg fighting with a rookie there. That's Jared Reiner. He's 6'11", 255. First time Sixers have seen him this year. Reiner, the personal, signed by the Bulls as a free agent. A fellow who has had to prove himself. He was injured much of his senior season as a Hawkeye. Now Samuel Dallenberg to the line for the 3rd and 4th times for the Sixers. Free throws 11 and 12 here in the opening quarter.
Oh, yes, man.
Singular wireless call of the game. The Sixers getting to the line.
Yeah, they really are. 10 of 11. The Bulls just 1 of 2. Make it the 76ers 10 of 12 now. And that was part of the problem for the Chicago Bulls. We talked about it. Points in the paint, 10 last night. And without Eddie Curry, they're only averaging 19 per game. But there's Gordon, one of the leading rookies in the league as far as Rookie of the League honors are concerned.
And he is one of the leading three-point shooters. That was Deuce moments ago, but he is excellent from outside as Iverson dances inside. He has 11 of the Sixers' 20. They're down 1. Aaron McKee, by the way, has come on. John Salmons as well. And a blocking foul being called on Dallenberg, trying to deal with Kirk Heinrich. Sammy, it's personal number 2. We have a timeout. Just under 3 minutes to go. First quarter of action tonight here at the Wachovia Center. Allen Iverson looking alive. The Sixers are down 1. Tonight on Sports Night, find out how your tournament picks are holding up. Get total court coverage of the NC2A tournament tonight on Sports Night, exclusively on your home of the 76ers, Comcast Sportsnet.
How about Kansas? So long. Syracuse, farewell. Talk about messing pools up.
All hail to the Bison and the Catamounts.
Exactly.
Bucknell and Vermont, respectively.
How about that? I mean, if anybody said they had those 2 schools in their pool.
Another surprise here, Josh Davis getting some late first quarter minutes. Of course, the Sixers have some foul difficulty with a couple of front court players, not to mention the injury to Chris Webber. I'll talk about that in a moment. But Dallenberg and Rogers, each with 2 personals on the bench. Webber missing this game. His first miss as a Sixer. Left leg perineal neuropathy, and he is considered day-to-day. Davis in with the Sixers down 3. Iverson in the thick of it. Count it, and a foul. AI with 13 free throws, 6 and 7 coming up.
I mean, he's just blowing by Reiner right there and Piatkowski. Both guys a little slow getting over there to help in that situation. And Heinrich didn't help matters either by allowing AI to make that crossover move before the screen.
Reiner becomes the third Bull to pick up his second personal foul, and it's the first tie of the night. Sixers down as many as 8.
Fred Carter here in the NBA TV studios, and the young Bulls are really hanging tough with the 76ers, a tie ball game, or maybe I should say the injury-ridden Bulls. After all, they're minus Eddie Curry and Luol Deng, both starters, and meanwhile, the Bulls have a tough time scoring in the paint. But what happened? The big guy, Othello Harrington, got him off to a great start, 4 for 5 from the floor, but yet he picked up 2 quick fouls. Stay with me. I'll be back in the second half for more reporting.
Scott Foster rung him up.
Man, officials a little testy tonight, aren't they?
Guess so. So Iverson going deep with Scott Foster in the meantime. Here's Gordon, the best free throw shooter, the rookie out of UConn.
You see him take that practice shot before he took the actual shot? Love that. Used to do that all the time. Teach that in camp all the time. Just set yourself. You can take an extra breath. You can get a little oxygen in. You can settle yourself down by doing that. Take a couple extra seconds. And lo and behold, he's the best free throw shooter on the team.
Gives you a little rhythm, too, I guess.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Gordon trying to bust up Salmons. As Davis came down with it, we have a call here against the Bulls. Antonio Davis called for the foul. The Bulls have committed 8 personal fouls here in the first quarter. The Sixers, who are 9th overall in the league at getting to the line, they average 27. We'll have half of that average here with Aaron McKee stepping to the stripe. And Aaron getting a free throw has been a rarity this year. Just his 8th and 9th free throws of the season coming up. Trivia question brought to you by Affleck. Scott Skiles holds the NBA record, most assists in a game at 30. Who is second? I think I know, but we should let the fans at home ruminate about that one. I think it's the guy whose record he broke. If you know who I'm thinking about.
Yep.
McKee puts the Sixers in front for the first time. In a high-scoring first quarter, the Sixers getting most of their points from the line. 13 of 15. Chicago, a great job rising from the ashes of an 0-9 start. To right now, the number 7 seed in the East. Playing nearly 600 balls since that 0-9 start. They have stumbled lately. Losers of 4 straight. There's Piatkowski. That's a specialty. And he misses the 3. Here the Sixers up 1. Davis, good 3-point shooter. Here's Heinrich for 3, and down it goes for Kirk Heinrich. An above-average 3-point shooter. 36%. NBA average about 35.5. Puts the Bulls back in front by a deuce. Iverson, that's for 3. Heinrich chucking and ducking, nothing doing. Iverson's got a man. It's McKee. Can Iverson save it? No, they say it went into the backcourt. Sixer turnover, their 5th of the first quarter. Jim O'Brien's team, 24th of 30 NBA teams. Turns take care of the ball. Final minute, first quarter. There's Heinrich again. That's for 3. Antonio Davis missing the hammer back. Iverson, the bump and run with Heinrich. Yet another Chicago foul. Heinrich is first.
Off the Davis missed jam. 76ers looking to push it. AI getting all the calls tonight. It's a good thing for the 76ers the way they're shooting, just 35%. AI, this will be 7 and 8 free throws for the evening so far.
Getting to the line is a great solution for shooting just over 35%.
Yes, it is.
Chris Duhon coming back for Heinrich. Heinrich sitting with 9, their leading scorer. That after Harrington and Davis scored the first 15. Why not? Allen Iverson at the line. Snap away. Allen having his best season of his career from the line. He added parenthetically. Got a 7-second difference here between the clocks. Duhon, who this year has done a pretty good job against Allen defensively. Iverson averaging just over 21 a game against the Bulls. Gives it up for a Davis 3. Jackson hauled it down. Sixers actually could have brought it out and held for the final shot. Now a chance for the Bulls. Gordon, and that'll do it. Sixers came back, took a brief 1-point lead after being down by as many as 8. And when all is said and done here at the end of 1, the Bulls lead it by 2, 27-25. Kurt Heinrich powering them. He's the leading scorer with 9 after the opening quarter tonight here at the Wachovia Center. Bulls advantage at only 2. Allen Iverson going to the line 8 times alone in that first quarter. He's got 14 points. And of course he leads the NBA in minutes, averaging 42.5, so his rest will be brief. Sixers has some catching up to do right from the get-go. They started the game 0 for 6 from the floor. Now the second quarter underway here on Comcast Sportsnet, along with Ron Burke tonight and the Mayor Steve Mix. Most of Mark Zumoff courtside. Second quarter underway. A fella Harrington was big and powerful early on for the Bulls. Going up against Mark Jackson.
Still got the touch. Harrington playing 5 minutes, scoring 8 points. Got in a little foul trouble. Comes right out here in the second quarter. Knocks down the turnaround jump shot.
Aaron McKee here with a couple of inches on the rookie Duhon. So the help from Harrington. Here's Korver hitting the 3, and guess who leads the NBA in total threes made this year?
How about that? Kyle Korver.
Korver had 15 last night in the Sixer win at Cleveland, including 4 more threes. Actually tied coming into the game with Quentin Richardson of the Phoenix Suns. Total threes made. Job by Davis against Nocioni to come away with a miss. Andres Nocioni called for the loose ball foul.
Kyle Korver drains the 3 ball from about 45-degree angle. Southwest long distance shot.
Korver now at least 1 3 in 21 straight games. He is closing in on the Sixers all-time record total threes made in a season. Can they post McKee on the rookie Gordon as they give it up inside the 3-second violation against the Sixers?
I'll tell you what, despite the fact that Aaron McKee has Gordon by about 3 inches or so, he's playing some tough defense down that low post. Sixers trying to take advantage of the mismatch. Aaron McKee hadn't been able to do that in the last 2 possessions. So if you're Coach O'Brien, you say, okay, that's enough of that one. Let's go something else.
Nocioni trying to bust up Davis. Nothing doing. Iverson on the bench as the Sixers begin this second quarter. So who does the scoring? Davis would like to be counted, though he misses the 3. Bulls are running Gordon and Duhon. Harrington in the middle. Nocioni and Piatkowski are the forwards. Davis the plunge. Nice spot by John Salmons. Salmons, Steve, hasn't been spectacular, but he's been steady lately.
Well, and that's what you like for guys coming off the bench. You don't have to do great things. You just have to contribute in some way. And there you saw John Salmons with the nice pass.
Nocioni starts the game 0 for 4. He is scoreless. He averages 8 on the year. Jackson after the Salmons miss. And a loose ball foul here coming up on the Sixers. John Salmons.
Time now for the Dodge drive of the game. John Salmons with the basketball, pushing it. Little kickoff pass right over there. Josh Davis with the dive to the hoop.
Davis, after missing some threes, hits the field goal. Sixers up by 1. Jackson knocks it away from Othella Harrington, leaving the Bulls now with 9 to shoot. Good hands by Jackson. Couple of heavenly bodies there, and Mark Jackson and Othella Harrington. Kirk Heinrich is back. He's in for Eric Piatkowski. Piatkowski missing 2 for the floor. He's scoreless. Iverson is rested enough. Allen coming back. And he's in to get Kyle Korver. Korver sits with 4, 1-3 to his credit. Tyson Chandler back for Chicago. There's Harrington again. So Othella Harrington, who would have thought, becomes the man for the Bulls. He's got a dozen.
So now you've got to make him put the ball on the floor going to his right. He's already showed that he's knocking down that jump shot. So now you've got to force him to his right, which is his weak hand.
Guess what? They're going back to the post up here. The key on the rookie Gordon.
So they're 0 for 3 in that set so far.
Heinrich. He's a ball of energy. Salmons is glued to him. Chandler, the lob for Harrington.
Awful pass.
Iverson searching out Davis, who goes hard to the deck. Duhon, a great look for the running Harrington, who was fouled. A good foul there by the trailer, forcing Harrington to earn 2 at the line, but a nice look inside for Harrington to start the chain reaction.
More victory at 51 on the season. The Spurs, by percentage points, have the best overall record in the league, and the Phoenix Suns, who have come out like gangbusters this season, and the Seattle Supersonics also sitting pretty, the top 4 teams in the NBA. Let's go back to Mark Zuma.
All right, thanks very much, Ron. The Sonics taking a blow. Vladimir Radmanovic, one of their standing bench players, good 3-point shooter, standing an injury, and he is out for about the next month to 6 weeks.
Seattle has no shot of getting the best record. Five games back in the loss with what, 18 to go,
and losing Radmanovic.
Yeah.
Harrington with 14 of the Bulls' 33. So Iverson makes his move. He is fouled. A couple of Sixers starters coming back. 3 of them, as a matter of fact. Samuel Dalembert, Andre Iguodala, and Rodney Rogers. Chris Duhon, the personal foul. And for Duhon, his second, so Eric Piatkowski in for him.
Fred Carter here again in the NBA studios, and Allen Iverson has to do it all himself. After all, Chris Webber is out with the groin injury. It puts more onus on Allen to score right now. 14 points, 8 for 10 from the foul line. He's doing all he can. Meanwhile, Kyle Korver has also made a 3. We'll see you in the third quarter.
24 and 19 with Dalembert in the middle. Gordon continues to do his thing from the outside. The Bulls win in Game 2 of the series at Chicago in January as Iguodala falls hard going after his own miss. Gordon, who's got it now, had 31-26 the second half of that game as Rogers kicks it. The Bulls will keep it. Kyle Korver back in to get John Salmons.
Samuel Dalembert off the nice pass by Allen Iverson. Chandler in his face, still the follow through, concentration, and the bucket.
Iguodala, who can fly, tried to start it again against Piatkowski. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
8 turnovers now for the 76ers, 4 of them by Allen.
And of course, once again, it's the Bulls who lead the NBA in committing turnovers. Harrington finally misses. And Rogers had the lead earlier with 2 personal fouls, but he started for Chris Webber. He's missing this game with a left leg injury that is considered day-to-day. D'Alembert again in rhythm for 2. So Sammy showing the touch here. He's got 7.
The Bulls looking for a walk on Allen, and the officials say he's bobbling the basketball. Your Scott Scouts, you got a good argument on that one.
And he is arguing with the official Scott Foster for Iverson's 3rd assist of the first half. And that's D'Alembert off the Heinrich miss. Korver vies for it with Piatkowski, and that's the 2nd over and back violation on the Sixers here in the first half. The turnover, their 9th, that has to distress the head coach Jim O'Brien.
Yeah, especially when you're not shooting the ball all that well. The most positive thing happening on the offensive end, Sixers getting to the line.
Gordon this time puts it on the floor. He's averaging 15 in this his rookie season. That's good for 3rd on the team. Curry, their leading scorer, missing his 3rd straight with an injury. And the Bulls trying to take advantage of those Sixer turnovers as Iverson corkscrews to the hole. And he has 16 of the Sixers' 36. Sixers have it to 1 again. There's Harrington rolling in. Good quick hands by Rodney Rogers. Korver, the lob for Rogers. Piatkowski, the latecomer, gets the personal foul, a good one, sending Rogers to the line as that ball was ticketed for 2. They have a timeout. Sixers down 1, just past the halfway point of the 2nd quarter. Sixers action tonight here on Comcast Sportsnet. Easy with a Samuel D'Alembert lunchbox. Free to the first 5,000, 12 and under this Wednesday, April 6th, actually. The Sixers look to tame the Charlotte Bobcats. It's all courtesy of Subaru. Tickets available for all Sixers games. Call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS. Samuel D'Alembert showing that when he can get his feet set in the rhythm of the offense, he can hit the jumper, hitting 2 straight moments ago. So the Sixers still down 1. D'Alembert just below his average. He's got 7. He averages 7.5. It's 5 boards and a block in the game thus far. Rodney Rogers in. Chris Webber again, the late scratch. Left leg peroneal neuropathy considered day-to-day for Webber. So Rogers, his first start as a Sixer and his 27th of the season. First 26 coming with New Orleans, from whence he came. Sixers lock it up at 37. As Gordon tries to work inside, he's fouled. Rodney Rogers, it's personal number 3. So again, Mark Jackson will have to be called off the Sixer bench. So here you're without your starting power forward, Chris Webber, to start Rogers. Rogers leaves early with 2 personal fouls and picks up his 3rd. He's played only 4 minutes.
See, it's a balancing act for the coach in the first half. Then you can start the second half. Now you hopefully you can get back to normal.
Chandler, he's a good rebounder and he's fouled. Tyson Chandler fouled by the Sixers. Kyle Korver.
Ball moving here. Take a look right in this position here. Now you're going to go right to the hoop. Chandler comes up with his own missed shot, and there's the reach in by Kyle Korver. Had his hand up immediately. Korver, that's personal foul number 2. If that would have been D'Alembert, that would have been 3. And Jim probably would have had to have reacted by getting somebody else in at that stage as well.
Tyson Chandler, his 4th year in the league. Right out of high school, Compton, California. D'Alembert, what an athletic play to keep it alive. That was a terrific play by a terrific athlete, Samuel D'Alembert. Iverson hops into a three, and down it goes for AI. The Sixers now leading by 4, their largest advantage, and D'Alembert started all that on the defensive end.
Well, AI 37% from beyond the arc the last 3 games.
And Chicago turns it over. They do so for only the 5th time, a good number for them. They average 17. Sixers, conversely, have committed 9. Jackson. Davis flew by him, and he missed the layup. D'Alembert there to have his back. Sammy threw it away. Iverson in retreat against Gordon, who lost it out of bounds.
Samuel D'Alembert with the hustle right there. Now Kyle Korver pushing it. Keep an eye on AI coming into your picture right there. Wide open, slow rotation out as Gordon got stuck in the paint.
Iverson trying to bust up Gordon, who bellies up to him. Allen finally spots Iguodala, but the Bulls force the Sixers turnover, their 10th. In the meantime, the Bulls have turned it over 3 times, their last 4 trips down the floor. Can't leave Gordon open. That's for 3. Gordon, 9th overall in the NBA in 3-point shooting, puts the Bulls up 1. Iguodala here with 3 inches on Heinrich, looking for the post. It's D'Alembert again.
Not the shot you wanted if you're Jim O'Brien at that stage. The play was only half through, getting what the sets were.
Go.
Gordon hops into a 3. D'Alembert cleaning up off the glass is 8th. Iverson with a head of steam. He flicks on the high beams and gets all the way to the cup. Allen with 21 points.
In the last 4 games, 76ers averaging 20 fast break points per game on the season, 14.5. So if you can get out, get those easy baskets, boy, it takes a lot of pressure off the half-court sets.
The Sixers with nearly half their points in the paint as Piatkowski misses the 3. Sixers out-rebounding Chicago by 6. Iverson with a left hand. D'Alembert delivers it back. Sammy now 1 point, 1 board away from a double-double. Sixers by 3. Scott Skiles wants a timeout. Iverson and the Sixers with an 11-4 burst here in about the last 3.5 minutes. And they lead it by 3, 2:42 and counting, first half of action. We'll have more here on Comcast Sportsnet after this.
Andre Aldridge back here in our NBA TV studios. Want to tell you what's coming up on the Toyota Halftime Report. 6 other games going on in addition to the contest you're watching right here on NBA TV between Chicago and Philadelphia. We'll have highlights from around the league. The NBA's second all-time winningest coach is no longer with the Dallas Mavericks. And, of course, highlights of the game you've been watching. All coming up on the Toyota Halftime Report.
Monday night, Comcast Sportsnet is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Wildcats' amazing NCAA victory. Don't miss a family legacy of the stories behind Villanova's 1985 basketball championship, Monday night at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet. Part of the big house here at the Wachovia Center tonight. Sixers drawing some great crowds down the stretch. This tips off the 3-game homestand. Wednesday, Detroit coming in. Friday, it'll be Toronto. Sixers have played well this year at home against Eastern Conference foes. They have 10 home games remaining, including tonight. 9 are Eastern Conference opponents. D'Alembert scoops it away. He's got 10 rebounds. D'Alembert got it. Samuel D'Alembert with a double-double, 11 and 10. He got that over the free agent rookie Jared Reiner from Iowa back into the game.
Well, I'd like to see that become a little bit more consistent on a nightly basis.
When he's made his shots tonight, he's been in rhythm, and it's been in the rhythm of the offense. Iguodala picking it clean from Gordon. Dalembert hard to the wood after the loose ball. And all said and done, however, Sammy just short of the goal line.
15 minutes, 11 points, and 10 rebounds so far for Samuel Dalembert. Last night against Cleveland in 15 minutes, 2 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 personal fouls. So it's kind of a roller coaster ride for Jim O'Brien and the coaching staff when it comes to Samuel Dalembert. But tonight, outstanding.
Dalembert and Iverson with the last 16 points for the Sixers. Iverson trying to beat Heinrich to the punch. Bulls had a first 24, though Piatkowski misses the 3, and Antonio Davis shoved away Mark Jackson. Quite a veteran move. There's Gordon teeing up a 3, and suddenly the Bulls ruling the offensive glass. Piatkowski for 3, and the odds were against the Sixers. At some point, somebody for Chicago had to hit something. They had 4 chances in all. Piatkowski his first points, the third 3 for the Bulls. As Iverson taking some punishment, and AI getting a pair.
We'll watch the second opportunities. Finally, Piatkowski comes down with it and knocks down the 3. 4 opportunities, as Mark said. Somebody's finally going to hit one. Bulls, about a mid-pack NBA team at 35%. But you've got Gordon and Piatkowski, both of them over 40.
Piatkowski is still the LA Clippers all-time leader in total three-pointers made. Of course, he spent 9 years with LA's other team. 11 years all told in the league. From Steubenville, Ohio. Where's that?
Down south. South of Ohio, south of Columbus.
Samuel Dalembert, Kyle Korver exiting. Aaron McKee, Josh Davis in. Sammy sitting with good numbers, 11 and 10. Davis forced into action because Chris Webber missing tonight's game with a left leg injury that's considered day-to-day, and Rodney Rogers has not been able to stay out of foul trouble. Only 4 minutes, 3 personal fouls. Sixer lead at 4, leading by as many as 5 as Piatkowski misses the 3, and that time Antonio Davis was caught shoving away Mark Jackson. He picks up the personal foul. His third. Bulls in the penalty once again. And Davis will take a seat. So we walk the floor now, and Mark Jackson, good free throw shooter at 80%.
One of the better percentages in the league as far as a big is concerned.
Sixers have won 2 straight, 3 of their last 4. They started the week as the 9 seed. Before last night's win at Cleveland, tied with Orlando for the 8 spot. Magic lost their 7th straight. Sixers won at Cleveland. Now with a win tonight, both Chicago and the Sixers would be at 500, but Jim O'Brien's team would claim the 7th spot by virtue of the first tiebreaker, which is the season series. This is only a 3-game set between the two, and the Sixers will have taken that season series 2 games to 1.
Tell you what, if you're Orlando, you better hope that parachute opens. You're in a free fall in about the last couple weeks or so. They've just fallen right on out.
They've asked Chris Chen.
Yeah, high school coach 2 years ago, now an NBA coach. What a great story.
Sixers by 6 for the first time. Heinrich amidst a pack of players gets the contact at a foul. Josh Davis is guilty. Sixers in the penalty now with 1:01 to play in the first half. Coming up, the Taco Bell halftime report. We'll have highlights, analysis, and the stats. Whenever Steve Mix puts his thoughts together, you do not want to miss that.
It's a highlight there,
those are pearls, man. One day we'll keep that oyster to keep his mouth shut.
Exactly. Not much you can do with those pearls.
Bulls just 2 of 9 shooting in the last 5 minutes of game time or thereabouts. Here's Davis teeing up a 3. Iguodala there picking up some loose change as Mark Jackson did a nice job breaking it free. It's a good hustle by Mark. Iverson with a steal, scoots around Heinrich, the rookie. Well, did what he had to do, and he kept Iverson from falling down. Perhaps a word or two to the official about a possible flagrant, but Reiner there did all he could to keep Iverson from tilting over. And Allen will go to the line for two.
Well, without Chris Webber in the lineup, it's been AI here in the first half with 23 points. Becomes a flagrant as soon as Reiner lets go. But since he was able to keep AI on his feet, two at the line.
That's a big stat for the Sixers here. They've actually recovered at the shooting department. Iverson 10 of 12. He's got 25 all told. That's Reiner. Missing Nocioni. And Andres Nocioni, the starter for the injured Luol Deng, will go to the line looking for his first points of this contest.
And that's pretty much what he does. And one of those banger type of players, hustle, get you a couple offensive rebounds, dives for loose balls.
Hustled his way to a gold medal in Athens this past summer and for Argentina. After the game, stay with us here on Comcast Sportsnet. End-to-end analysis of the game, player interviews, as Dodge presents Sixers postgame live with Ron Burke after the game on Comcast Sportsnet. Nocioni 1 of 2. Sixer lead at 6. At a 6-second difference between the clocks. Rookie Gordon forcing Iverson to his left. Iverson, great find of Davis. Brilliant look by Allen for his 4th time in the first half. Shot clock is unplugged. Heinrich against Davis. Good defense by Josh Davis. Is there a Sixer heave? There's Iverson, and that'll do it. So a nice late sprint by Iverson, taking command of things here in the first half. He is halfway to 50. He's made 50% of his shots. Sixers end the first half with a 15-6 run. And they lead the Bulls by 9, 56-47. And the first of a 3-game homestand for the Sixers, looking to tie their season high with their 3rd straight win. They lead at 55-47. Stay with us. More coming up right after this. We welcome our viewers watching tonight on NBA TV as we get set for the start of the second half. Here's Ron Burke.
Hey, thank you, Stu. The 76ers want to do a better job in taking care of the basketball, not make those turnovers on some of those impossible passes they say they've been making, like leaving their feet and trying to find the open man, instead finding a Chicago Bulls player ready, willing, and able to take the ball the other way. They also said one thing that they certainly are not overlooking here is Chicago had a tough game last night, lost an hour in transit here to Philadelphia because of the time zone change. So what they want to do from an offensive perspective is pick up the tempo and force the Chicago Bulls to run with them because they believe that gives them an advantage.
Interesting point, Ron. Of course, both teams played last night, came to Philadelphia with different mindsets. The Bulls losing, the team that rarely wins on the road. They lost at home, of course, to New Orleans, and the Sixers buoyed by their victory at Cleveland against the Cavaliers as the Sixers forced the turnover to begin the 3rd. Here's Iverson being called for the double dribble, and Allen reacting like the kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Sixers, what did we get home? About 12:30, 1:45. Bulls got home about 3 o'clock, got back here in Philadelphia about 3 o'clock.
Yeah, coming from Central Time, losing the time as you travel east. Sixers running Iverson along with Iguodala. Rodney Rogers had trouble staying on the floor in the first half. Samuel Dalembert, who shot well, rimmed it. He is in the middle, and the other forward, Kyle Korver. Chris Duhon at the point. This fella joining him in the backcourt, Kirk Heinrich. They look to Antonio Davis. Now Heinrich travels in hard and gets 2. Heinrich now with 13, but he's 4 of 13 from the floor.
Samuel Dallenberg tried to go high side on Davis, and as soon as he did, Davis did the lockdown on Dallenberg, and he couldn't get down to help out.
Iguodala teeing up a three. Fell to the wood. Completing the Bulls up front. They have Harrington as Heinrich glides in. The goaltend on Dallenberg. Scored 2 for Kurt Heinrich. Antonio Davis, Othella Harrington, and Andres Nocioni up front for Chicago.
Watch Samuel as the ball hits the glass, comes up there and tries to tap it away. Fraction of a second too late for Samuel. I thought Sixers did a nice job on Heinrich in the first half. Scored 11, but 3 of 12.
Rogers rimming the three. In reality, he has improved his shooting and his three-point shooting since the trade from the Hornets back on February 24th.
For the last 5 games for Rogers, 50% from beyond the arc.
Iverson probing the passing lanes. He's got his running mate Iguodala. There it is. Oh, wow. What a play by Andre. Wow.
And the fans rising for that one.
Don't you love when those two are out in the open floor at a 2-on-1?
You just know that play is coming, and there's nothing that the opponent who is back can do about it.
Iverson his 5th dime of the game. The average is nearly 8. Harrington, who was big early, continues to carry a load. He's got 16. That's 4 away from a season high. Dallenberg. Nocioni in front of Iguodala. 57-53 the Sixers. They're early in tonight's 3rd quarter. Heinrich moving pretty well for a guy who supposedly has a strained left hamstring.
Moving very well here to start the second half.
He was appealing to one of the officials that he was fouled on that drive. So Heinrich becomes the man now for the Bulls. Though moments ago, AI and AI, guess algebraically speaking, equals a flat-out slam.
Game's on.
Sixers tonight tipping off a 3-game homestand. Wednesday, Detroit, Friday, Toronto. Tickets for those games or any of the remaining 9 76er home games available by calling 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or logging on to the Sixers official website, Sixers.com. Sixers holding 2. It's been a tight-fisted affair. No team leading by as many as double figures. Here the Sixers out of the timeout. Iverson forced to give up the dribble. Dallenberg trying to take Antonio Davis. Bulls can tie now or go ahead with a 3. Duhan got it over Dallenberg, who captured the miss. Sammy now 11 rebounds. Korver drifting beyond the arc. There it is. Iguodala, what a slam. Andre Iguodala. Now, he's a great athlete, but he's a terrific basketball player. He makes some great athletic plays. He's got a...
You know what I liked? I mean, you saw the dunk on the fast break. You saw the dunk there on the offensive rebound. I think he takes more pride in the fact that he can play some solid defense. Witnessed the last 2 ball games on Kobe and James combined for 9 for 35, 26%.
Iverson his 3rd swipe. He's 2nd in the league, but the Sixers turn it back.
Unforced turnover by the 76ers. Their 13th of the game. Take a look at Andre Iguodala off the missed shot. Coming in right there. Bam! Throwing it down.
You know, it was shocking last night to actually see him miss a dunk.
I know.
Nocioni, Dallenberg meeting up with him, and Iguodala was defending Nocioni from behind. There's Andre on the personal. Just a second. Rogers the only Sixer with as many as 3 team fouls. Iguodala holding LeBron James to 3 of 20 shooting last night. Kobe Bryant struggled for his on Tuesday here against the Lakers. Another thing about Iguodala, all that talk about rookie walls and whatnot.
Never hit it. You know, and you talk about some of the rookies in the league. Okafor and Howard, some of the leading candidates for Rookie of the Year. The way you watch Andre Iguodala and you watch Gordon play, both those guys got to get a lot of mention. I think Gordon had a bigger impact on his team than Okafor and Howard have on theirs.
Right now, Duhan giving chase on Iverson. He slips. Allen trying to take advantage. Dallenberg with a giant step to the hoop. Sixer lead at a deuce. Harrington open. That's dangerous. He has already set a precedent in this game with his outside shooting. Now he's got 18, 2 away from the season high. The Bulls come out here thanks to Harrington and Heinrich. Some good shooting. Korver and Dallenberg with a give and go, and Sammy slams it home. He's got 13, and he was fouled.
Good spot by Kyle Korver to the diving Samuel Dallenberg. Catches it right there for the dunk, and one opportunity coming for Samuel. Look at that, 13 and 11.
Substitutions for the 76ers. Mark Jackson, Aaron McKee in. Rodney Rogers and that fella Kyle Korver exit. Kyle, I guess, letting his feet air out a little bit. Maybe changing his shoes. Dallenberg helping Iverson with Duhan. Heinrich eyes up Iguodala. In the pack, it's Dallenberg rising above the crowd. The rebound is 12th. Iverson. Allen taking his first shot of the second half after delivering 24 points. They actually took a free throw away from him. Originally thought he had 25 at intermission. Sixers are up 3. Jackson got the limit to his range. Sixers now with some shooting woes here to start the second half. 3 for 11 here in the quarter. Dallenberg patrolling on Antonio Davis, but fella Harrington was free to put it back, and Harrington has just tied a season high of 20. How about that, Othello Harrington?
Well, you know, he's always been able to shoot, especially the short little jump shot when you give him that opportunity.
Heinrich with an opportunity.
Wow.
He thought he was getting fouled. Now the late whistle coming. The claim is the block was clean, and Heinrich can't buy a call here, and Scott Skiles is disbelieving.
I'll tell you what, the Bulls team ought to be a little upset with that call. Man, that was a bad call. Now watch, great play coming up. That's got him across the arms. Had ball, but got him across the arms. Had a little body as well.
Heinrich was complaining earlier in the half about lack of a call. He has gone to the line 4 times. Anyway, the Sixer lead at 1. Under 5 to play here in the third. Iguodala wants a piece of Nocioni, who refuses to give ground, and Heinrich pestering the Sixers defensively. He leads their team in steals, averaging 1.5.
Well, what gets players from their standpoint is out on the perimeter, you call the little touch stuff, and then you let the banging go around when you're going to the hoop. From a player's standpoint, that's really annoying.
Mark Jackson inadvertently elbowed by Harrington, but stayed his ground. Now Jackson trying to make Harrington work, but don't count the field goal. Mark still smarting from getting hit in the nose. Personal foul on Harrington, and it is number 3 on him. That's one way to get him out of the game. John Salmon's in for Andre Iguodala. And another technical foul being called. Heinrich called for the technical foul. It's the 4th of the game and the 3rd on a member of the Chicago Bulls, Nocioni and Chandler, the other 2.
I always felt it's a shame that you can't give the officials technicals from a player's standpoint. You take a look at Aaron McKee reaching in over the right arm. No question there was a foul there. Heinrich has a right to complain on that. Officials just blew the call. That's about the 3rd one he's missed all night.
Harrington fronting Jackson. Those 2 heavenly bodies going at it. Salmons eyes up Nocioni. The air ball taken by Heinrich. Here's Gordon into the game. Flash, Gordon.
Been working with Michael Jordan a little bit this season, and you can see the improvement.
He'll help a little bit, won't
Yes, he will.
Gordon with a dozen here off the bench. Gordon at the other end called for the personal foul. Ben Gordon, one of 5 on the roster. 4 of them dressed tonight. The other, Luol Deng, on the injured list. The Bulls going with youth, and youth is being served as the young Kyle Korver, only his 2nd year in the league, is back.
That's a great stat you gave earlier. Kyle Korver leading the NBA now in 3-pointers made.
And he is very close to breaking Dana Barros' record of 3s in a season by a 76er. He's 12 away from breaking that. Let's look inside for Jackson in a crowd. And Mark Jackson was fouled. Kyle Korver nudging ahead of Quentin Richardson, who actually nudged ahead of him and squeezed past him in the 3-point shootout All-Star weekend. But Kyle Korver is a keeper, my friends. He has hit a 3 now in 21 straight. He started the season hitting a 3 in 21 straight. Then went 22 straight. So in all, he's made a 3 in every game this year but 2. And he has raised his total game and has hit some big shots. The Sixers this year as well.
That's what I like from the standpoint from earlier in the season when all we did was see him take 3s to a point of where he is today. He's improved his game considerably, offensively and on the defensive end. Jim O'Brien said he's probably the best team defensive player as far as getting over to help out on the team.
Jim O'Brien brings Samuel Dalembert out of the game. Rodney Rogers, 3 personal fouls, only 9 minutes for him thus far. Again, he's in for Chris Webber, not playing tonight with a left leg injury that is considered day-to-day. Left leg perineal neuropathy for Chris Webber. This is his first game as a Sixer. He's played 11 thus far. Tyson Chandler's come on for the Bulls. Nocioni, who likes to drive. Gordon, who likes to shoot from the outside, puts it on the floor and pays for it. Here the Sixers up a bucket. So over 3 minutes to go. Allen Iverson, we should note, out of the game, getting a late 3rd quarter rest. So who hauls the load for the Sixers as Rogers misses the 3. Of course, the Sixers ran last night. Not unusual for Iverson to play an entire game. O'Brien finding some rest time for him. Heinrich got it. Kirk Heinrich has been terrific for the Bulls here in the quarter. 8 of his 19 here in the 3rd period. The Bulls back to lock it up. There's McKee teeing up a 3, and down it goes from McKee's court.
Been pretty consistent with that 3 about the last month. Knocking it down at a pretty good rate.
All told, 36% of the season for Aaron. Above the NBA average, as Gordon well above the NBA average, though missing the 3. Salmons Neither team shooting particularly well tonight. Both clubs right about 37%. McKee off the Heinrich miss. Does the tip drill. Gets it to Salmons. Salmons in the open floor wisely gives it up against the 7-footer Chandler, who now has to guard him on the perimeter. It's Rogers again heaving a three, and finally Rodney hits one. For Rogers, his first field goal of the game, the Sixers' fourth three, and the Sixers bolted the 6-point lead thanks to the 6-0 run. Thanks to Andre Iguodala, we have seen our share of highlights tonight. The young fella can do a lot. Not a bad shooter, but his dunks have been terrific. And look at that putback right there.
Could not be said for Kyle Korver a short time ago. As we saw, he sitting on the bench, he made a shoe change, not one but two, and it's like a precision automobile. You don't just change one tire, you change them both when you have a problem. I have Korver's right sneaker here. Here's the problem: the right side, the outside of the right shoe sole is split. So it's that's a big deal to these guys because they want the best footing possible. Don't want any mishaps at all. In this case, Korver is all ready to go, and I got to return this shoe because this thing is sweaty, guys. Zoo.
Ron, great emergency work by the Sixers' outstanding equipment man. Scott Rigo has got tons of shoes back there for each player.
See that dot on the front of the shoe? You line that dot up with the rim. Every time you shoot it, your feet will be squared up to the rim. Your shoulders will be squared up. It's a nice little thing to have.
Did Kyle see that dot?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, you're not supposed to look down when you shoot.
Fred Carter here again, NBA Studios. I tell you what, this is some basketball game. Allen Iverson, 24 points in the first half. Sixers held an 8-point lead. But give the Bulls credit. They make the adjustments. They hold Iverson to one free throw in the third period. They're doing a great job trying to keep it close. Why? In the fourth quarter, they put the ball in the hands of Ben Gordon.
I just got it out of my system. You're being too kind.
Yeah.
6-6, final moments of this, the third quarter. Iverson, by the way, continues to rest on the Sixer bench. McKee with a great look to Mark Jackson. Sixers don't get anything out of it. Well, they do get possession here with 6 to shoot, but hoping at least for the foul call as the two Temple guys nearly combine on a solid basketball play. Korver trying to loosen the grip of Piatkowski on this inbounds play with 6 seconds to shoot and 31.8 to go here on the third. Salmons 2 to shoot. Jackson's got to heave it up. That's for 3. Mark Jackson attempting only the second 3 of the season for him.
Well, the one thing Mark knows is his range. He had to take that one with the shot clock running down. Probably actually had time by the time he caught it, one dribble in to a jump shot.
Sixers holding 6. In his career, Mark Jackson just 6 threes made, none this season. Clock's here separated by about 2 seconds. Gordon, boy, did he take a hit from Rogers. Closed in on him. Rodney picks up number 4. So Gordon with 6.2 to go, their best free throw shooter, getting to the line. One thing is, I've noticed a lot fewer whistles here in the second half.
38 free throw attempts combined in the first half, just 6, make it 7 now in the second half. Very difficult to play in that situation from a standpoint of you don't know whether it's touch, you don't know whether you can bang a little bit. The officials made a decision not to call too many. So now all of a sudden the players have to adjust, and you hate to adjust at halftime.
John Salmons giving way to Allen Iverson, and Scott Skiles responds with Chris Duhon. Gordon with 14, Sixers up 4. Iverson in a rush. McKee in a tough spot. Well, don't count it, as Allen gave it up. 76ers basketball brought to you in part by your local Chevy dealer, Chevy and American Revolution. Sixers action tonight at the Wachovia Center. The Aflac trivia question: Scott Skiles holds the NBA record for most assists in a game at 30. Who is second? Ready for a guess?
Go ahead, partner.
How about that Kevin Porter?
There you go. 29 assists. Scott Skiles, 30.
Sixers open up the fourth quarter with Rogers pounding away on Harrington. And here's Heinrich. Had a nice third quarter. Gordon always thinking three. Iverson glued to him. Good defense by Rodney Rogers against fella Harrington. Scott Skiles. It's with the Orlando Magic. Bob Cousy, Guy Rogers, John Stockton on that list. Bob Cousy. Did you see him play? Well, you know, I'm too young to admit to that. I'll take that as a no.
Exactly.
Salmon's wide open. A good foul by Gordon. Nice spot by Iverson.
See, what you could have said at that stage was, did you see him play or did you play against him?
I wouldn't have gone there. Come on. What do you take me for? So here's Salmon's going to the line, looking for his first points. Salmon's along with McKee, the guards off the bench. Willie Green has not appeared now in 3 straight, including tonight. Salmon hits a pair. The Sixers taking 14 more free throws than the Bulls. They have 3 fewer field goals. Salmon's comes up with a snuff. That is Duhan correctly measuring the 3. Duhan, his first points of the game. And the pressure there by the Bulls forcing the Sixer turnover. It'll go back to Chicago. Jim O'Brien's team with 18, that's already above their season's average, and still the better part of the fourth quarter to go. Iguodala, good defense on Duhan, who picks up the floor burns. Here they go again. Iverson this time scoops and scores. But wait a minute. Offensive foul, Allen Iverson.
Duhan was stationary, but was he in the restricted area? Take a look. That right foot in the restricted area. If the way it was explained to me by the officials, even if your heel is on that restricted area, that then becomes a block. And there's no question that right heel was on that line.
Good call, partner. The offensive foul, Iverson, his second personal. Sixers now 19 turnovers. Harrington, who's been large for the Bulls. In fact, now, fella Harrington has a season-high 22, and 5 away from his career high of 27. Sixers running Iverson along with Iguodala. Salmons and Rogers the forwards. D'Alembert in the middle. Rogers, the clean study for 3. Rodney, his first start of the season, has struggled, just 1 of 6. Now he's going to deal with Harrington giving up a couple of inches. D'Alembert captures his 14th miss. Salmons against Heinrich, and there is Tyson Chandler, their leading shot blocker, averaging about 2 on the season. Game 2 of the 3-game homestand will be Wednesday. The world champion Detroit Pistons will be here. Friday, it's Toronto. Tickets for any 76er home game available by calling 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or the website Sixers.com.
Well, how well are the Pistons playing right now?
Especially at home.
Yeah.
Heinrich missing the 3. Sixers holding 173-72. Iverson dancing inside, appeared to take a hit from Chandler. Allen glancing around, wondering where the whistle is. Here's D'Alembert laying in the weeds as Gordon faked the pass to Duhan. Got Sammy to foul him. Take a timeout with free throws coming up.
Sixers and the Chicago Bulls in a one-point game here in the fourth quarter. I thought I'd do some light reading during the break. Actually, it is back to school night, and the Sixers' Willie Green is active in that effort. Fans were asked to bring new hardcover books to tonight's game, and the 76ers collected 952 books, as this is reading month in the NBA. And after the game, Willie will be signing autographs for each person who brought a book. 952 books. That's a lot of signing, guys.
Ron, you're being modest, but for the second straight season, you and Willie have co-hosted, if you will, the Willie Book Drive, which is, once again, gone quite well. And a nice gesture by Willie to meet and greet those who have brought books to the Wachovia Center after the game. Allen Iverson in conversation with Scott Foster, wondering where the whistle is. Keep in mind, Iverson already teed up in the game. One of 4 tees we've had called tonight. 3 others on the Bulls.
And he was in the circle.
Sixers 1-point lead in jeopardy with Gordon, their best free throw shooter, getting one more. Gordon, the number 3 pick of the draft, behind Dwight Howard and Emeka Okafor, as Steve mentioned earlier. Left UConn, I guess, at the right time after his junior season and after winning an NCAA title. The Bulls now a 7-0 run over about the last 2 minutes, their first lead since they led 41-40 with 3.
Fred Carter here again from the NBA TV studios, and 8 minutes, 30 seconds going to ball game. The Bulls hanging tough, holding on to a 1-point lead, and keep it close. Why? Because in the fourth quarter, Ben Gordon time. He scored 19 times, double-figure points in the fourth period, leads the league. Kobe Bryant has done it 17 times. Let's watch the Bulls and see if they can pull this one out.
Gordon dancing off the ball. Iguodala with him as Harrington runs in against Dalembert. And the foul. Samuel Dalembert joining Rodney Rogers, each now with 4. So fella Harrington already with a season high 22, hitting 2 at the line. Of course, we're in the thick of the NCAA tournament, as well as the NBA playoff race. Lance and Matt have you covered on Toyota Sports Night after postgame live on Comcast Sportsnet. Fella Harrington, my friend, is just 3 away from his career high of 27. He's got 24 for a new season high. Here are the Sixers 0 for the first 6 in the fourth quarter, suddenly down 3. Iguodala, what a play to recover as he slipped. Now we have a foul. Go ahead,
was
partner.
not a great pass by Mark Jackson. But I'll tell you what, the recovery by Andre Iguodala was stupendous. On the backdoor pass. Now take a look. Slips right there. There's the recovery. Then there's the foul. Shows his athleticism.
Ironically, Mark Jackson nicknaming Andre Iguodala the Spider because of long arms and his athleticism. Nice foul was on Gordon of the Bulls, his 3rd.
You know you've arrived as a teammate when your teammates start giving you nicknames.
Well, you know what? That was in training camp. Sixers were wide-eyed at the rookie, going all the way back to Durham. Here's Chicago up 3. The search for Harrington, who's hauled the load for them tonight. Mark Jackson bellies up on him, and it's Jackson the personal foul. Mark seeking a clarification from the guy who spells his name the same way, M-A-R-C, Mark Davis. 3 on each team for Jackson, his first. Here's Gordon, shoved away Iguodala. Andre recovers. It's a Gordon 3, and he drops it. He's tough, Steve. He's tough.
I'll tell you what, that's what I say. I mean, you take a look at Okafor and Howard. This guy has helped his team more than those 2 guys have. I'm putting him ahead of them as far as if I ever would have the opportunity to vote for Rookie of the Year.
The Sixers looking for their first field goal, and there it is from Allen Iverson, who gets his first field goal of the second half. Iverson shoved away in the offensive foul. Chris Duhon. Duhon, personal number 4, joining Harrington with 4. Turnover, the 13th for Chicago. Sixers down 4. 5 and change gone final quarter. Iverson to a rolling Jackson, and he was fouled. Tyson. Personal on Chandler, number 3, 4 on the team, so the Bulls at the team foul limit. The savior for the Sixers tonight has been their trips to the line.
And one of the reasons Mark Jackson is going to the line right now is because that pick and roll was pretty much just outside the short baseline area, which did not allow Tyson Chandler much of time or opportunity to get over there and set himself. That's a great spot for a little quick pick and roll.
Jackson 10 rebounds off the bench. A little extracurricular between the 6'1 Duhon and the near 7-footer Samuel D'Alembert. The reason for the whistle. Whistle for your Duhon. Look for any edge you can get. Mark Jackson just 1 of 9 shooting, those 6 of 7 from the free throw line. And the Sixers down 2. Sixers with 12 more free throws than the Bulls. Key fighting through the screen. Heinrich with just enough opportunity to bury it. He's got 21. He's got a lot of energy. He's always moving.
Yep.
As we approach the halfway point of the quarter. Iverson with Harrington on control. He bumps him. It counts to the foul. Boy, Allen just said, you know what, for grins, contact's coming. Let's see what happens. And he got the roll. He's got 29 now, looking for 30.
AI working right off that dribble handoff. Now there's the contact. Anytime you hear the whistle, you've got to get that thing up toward the rim. You can see the officials here and here with their arms up. The quick whistle, throw it up to the rim. You never know what's going to happen. AI, because he did, has an opportunity to complete the three-point play. Pull his team to it in one.
So Harrington has been a major player for Chicago, forced to sit with 5 personals. Was coming in. Eddie Curry missing his 3rd straight. He's the leading scorer. Gordon trying to get that to Chandler, and the Sixers defense coming alive here as the Sixers come back to make it a 1-point game on the young Bulls of Scott Skiles. Sixers down 1 just past the halfway point of the 4th. Allen Iverson among the best in the league at getting the contact and the foul. Sixers with only 9 home games remaining, so they've gotten creative. They have crafted ticket plans for this special playoff stretch run. Call 215-339-7676. Do it right now. Get all the information. 215-339-7676.
Well, if you go back to last night's game, Mark, this is about the same time the 76ers made a nice little run on Cleveland. Sixers found themselves down 380-77, finished that ball game on a 16-1 run. You'd like to have another run like that.
That said, Chris Webber started that run with a 3 and a 2. Webber not playing tonight, missing his first game as a Sixer with what is described as left leg perineal neuropathy, and it is also described as a day-to-day injury. Sixers look to go in front. Iverson against the rookie Gordon for 3. D'Alembert over the back of Chandler, and Sammy called for his 5th. Sixers now at the team foul limit. So D'Alembert and Harrington, each the starting centers tonight for their respective teams, have 5. Harrington on the bench. D'Alembert remains in the game. Heinrich steps away. Jackson hauls it down, his 11th rebound. Iverson playing in traffic. Oh, everything but the finish. And Mark Jackson's got his back. Nice play by Jackson, his 12th rebound. He's got a double-double, now with 11 points. We're on the seesaw now with the Sixers up 1. Nice little 9-2 run for the Sixers. Antonio Davis forced to give it up. Chandler with Dallenberg glued to him. He gives it up. Duhan has to heave a 3 after his own miss, and he hustles it down. Bulls here with the first 24. It's a Gordon 3. Man, he's something special. Ben Gordon hits the 3 for the Bulls. He's got 22 points.
This is off the bench.
Iverson for 3. Off the fingertips of Jackson.
Watch Gordon on the left side.
Iverson is on him. Dallenberg helping Iguodala with Duhan. Antonio Davis, the 36-year-old veteran, elected. And he does the job. Davis streak, and the Sixers looking to match their season high with their 3rd straight win. They're 4th in their last 5, and an opportunity to hit the 500 mark for the first time in more than a month.
Well, storyline brought to you by Jeep. Chris Webber out tonight's ball game. Day-to-day free throws. 76ers plus 13, and then Willie's book drive. How about that? 952 books were collected at tonight's game.
That's a great stat. Iverson getting all the way inside. And the storyline of the game brought to you by Jeep. No foul call there. Jim O'Brien wanted one. His team down 4. Dallenberg backs away. Made it perhaps a little bit tougher.
Well, he had the shot initially. Didn't feel comfortable. Actually, he didn't have his feet set.
Gordon again. Dallenberg got it in front of Chandler, his 15th rebound. Iverson with a burst to the hoop with a good shot blocker. Chandler there. It's a McKee 3, and down it goes for Aaron McKee. His 2nd 3 of the game. Forcing the Bulls to call a timeout. Aaron McKee, but Iverson having no place to go, hits his 2nd left corner 3 of the game.
Bulls, we're back in Philly.
Your opinion counts. Go to the Sixers website, please, and take our survey. It takes just a couple of minutes. Remember the access code Sixers Survey. It takes just 2 minutes of your time because your opinion does count. Both teams locked up here coming down the stretch. Both teams really need this game. Both in the thick of the playoff hunt in the East. Bulls trying to end that 4-game losing streak. The Sixers trying to continue their win streak. Chandler blew it inside, and now the Sixers look to go in front.
That's got to be a... Those are the little things that Scott Skiles was talking about as far as trying to get his team to figure out how to win games. As Allen Iverson called for the offensive foul. Duhan called earlier with the extension of the arm. This time, AI with the just plowing right into Duhan.
So the Bulls have it, leading by 1. All eyes on Gordon. McKee tracking him. Heinrich as well. Iguodala bellies up. Dallenberg on control. Duhan for 3, and he dropped it. Chris Duhan, only his 2nd field goal of the game. Both 3s, the 7th for the Bulls, and it's large. The Bulls, from long distance in this quarter, have been terrific. Iverson missing inside, pursuing that miss. It goes out of bounds. Allen getting hit in the head, searching for blood. The Sixers here left with 11 to shoot.
Duhan moving away from the basketball, found himself wide open. That's the second three of the night and the 7th for Chicago.
Sixers down 4. D'Alembert got it. Big time shot by Sammy. 16 points, tying a season high 16 rebounds.
Had his feet together.
Sixers down a deuce, and now they D it up. Heinrich and Gordon, the big options here. This is Heinrich. Sixers trying to lock all windows and doors. D'Alembert, the season high 17 rebounds. Sixers could tire go in front. Iverson of the trailer. D'Alembert. Sammy to the wood. Who gets it? Iverson. Wow, and the double dribble is called. Amidst that flurry, the double dribble called, and the Sixers will get it back as Iverson went diving after the loose ball.
I'll tell you what, this is a hard-fought game. Defensive plays of the game. This is one of those great games. Coming down the stretch, hard-fought games. Defensive plays of the game right there.
They begin to rise here at the Wachovia Center. Duhan glued to Iverson. Here's Jackson for the tie. D'Alembert trying for the tip. Look at Sammy in pursuit of the ball. Out of bounds. It'll go to Chicago. Now we have a timeout. Business Solutions presents Ask Market Steve. Chris from Bethlehem asking, what's the tiebreaker for the East between the Sixers and the Chicago Bulls? Well, the first tiebreaker to determine playoff seeding is direct competition between the teams. They play the third and final game of the series tonight, which is tied at a game apiece. And that tiebreaker figures in tonight because a Sixer win would match them percentage-wise for the Chicago Bulls. Both teams would be 500. The Sixers, with a win, would have taken the season series 2-1, so they would have the 7th spot, and the Bulls would drop back. The Bulls here outscoring the Sixers thus far in the second half, and now leading by 2. They have it out of the timeout, exactly a minute to play. Gordon has been great. Salmon's on him. Gordon short of Jackson. Tipping it up and in, Antonio Davis.
Major basket right there. 76ers couldn't get the stop. Bulls up 2 possessions.
Iverson dancing in. Chandler knocked it away. Taken by Duhan. Sixers need the ball. Heinrich trying to play keep away. Duhan wisely backs it out. Got a 14-second difference between the clocks. Sixers now in desperate straits. And the young Bulls trying to line up a good shot.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why the Sixers aren't fouling.
1 to shoot. Heinrich got it off and missed it. Chandler slammed it back.
I have no idea why the Sixers didn't foul early. They were down 2 possessions. You had to get the basketball back at some point.
Go back to the NBDL! You stink!
As soon as Heinrich brought the basketball out, that's when you had to make the decision to foul. Off the miss, there's Chandler. That ball was just out of the fingertips of Heinrich as the shot clock went off. Chandler comes down with the offensive rebound and the putback. You make this, it's a 3-possession game. Now it's just out of reach whatsoever.
Chandler just a 66% free throw shooter. Chandler, his first field goal off the bench moments ago. Sixers down 7, and Duhan does exactly what Scott Skiles did not want. He fouls Iverson and stops the clock.
Allen did a great job of taking one dribble and drawing the contact on Duhan. Allen was the one that initiated the contact, and the official trailing saw the contact, made the call. So only two seconds went off the shot clock.
Iverson 11 of 15 from the line with 8.8 to go. Makes 1 of 2, and again the Sixers have to foul. They get it to Gordon. Smartly, their best free throw shooter. He escapes 2 Sixers. That's going to do it. Chicago Bulls come in here after a devastating loss at home to New Orleans. They break a 4-game losing streak.